go. Here we go.
Air Force One, do you need any assistance? I do have the routes to Andrews when you're ready.
A sudden jolt in the skies over the Atlantic as Air Force One abruptly turns back, forcing the U.S. president to return to Washington while global tensions surge and an already volatile diplomatic agenda threatens to spiral further. U.S. President Donald Trump's aircraft returned to Joint Base Andrews on Wednesday after departing for Switzerland just hours earlier. Footage from the ground shows blacked-out vehicles with flashing lights racing towards the base, believed to be part of the presidential motorcade, as the unexpected decision triggered heightened security procedures. The White House says the move was made shortly after takeoff when the crew on board Air Force One detected what was described as a minor electrical issue. Officials stressed the decision to turn back was taken out of an abundance of caution, despite no immediate danger being declared. White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt confirmed the aircraft would not continue the journey, adding that President Trump and his team would transfer to a different plane before resuming travel to Switzerland. A reporter traveling on board Air Force One said the lights in the press cabin briefly went out after takeoff, raising concern among passengers. No explanation was given at the time, and around 30 minutes into the flight, reporters were informed the plane would be turning around. The incident comes at a critical moment. President Trump is en route to the World Economic Forum in Davos, where he is expected to meet global leaders, financiers, and political power brokers, and where his controversial push to seize Greenland is set to dominate private discussions. Ahead of his departure, Trump posted defiantly on his Truth Social platform, declaring that America would be well represented in Davos, adding a blessing and making clear he would personally lead the effort.
So I'm going to Davos. I believe it'll be very successful, the trip. The country's never done better. We have $18 trillion plus coming in. We've never had anything like it, and no country has had anything like it. Prices are way down. Gasoline now is $1.99 in a lot of places. And frankly, nobody's seen anything like this. So it's really good, but this will be an interesting trip. I have no idea what's going to happen, but you are well represented.
Trump has confirmed that he will meet what he described as various parties in Davos to advance his bid to take control of Greenland. In a post, he declared the Arctic territory imperative for both national and world security, insisting there could be no going back. When asked how far he would go to secure Greenland, Trump issued a stark warning, replying simply, "You'll find out."
How far are you willing to go to acquire Greenland?
You'll find out.
How far are you willing to go to acquire Greenland?
You'll find out.
The president has repeatedly argued that Greenland is vital to U.S. security, pointing to increased Russian and Chinese maritime activity around the island. He has insisted that the issue is not minerals, but control of strategic territory in an increasingly contested Arctic. Speaking previously in Florida, Trump said the United States had to have Greenland, warning that foreign powers were already operating along its coastline. The comments have alarmed European allies and infuriated Greenland's leadership.
You said you're hoping something's going to get worked out in Greenland, but Greenlanders have made it clear they don't want to be part of the U.S.
Well,
what gives the U.S. the right to take away that self-determination?
When I speak to them, I'm sure they'll be thrilled.
Mr. President, are you committed to keeping the U.S. in NATO?
I've had such a good relationship. I've made it so much better, so much stronger. It's so good now. NATO is so much stronger now. I don't agree with a lot of the things they've done, but that was done before I got there. I think NATO's been good. Sometimes it's overrated, sometimes it's not. But we have a strong NATO. When I came here, we had a weak NATO. We had a NATO at 2%, and they weren't paying. You had a nothing NATO. NATO's, whether you like it or not, it's only as good as we are. If NATO doesn't have us, NATO is not very strong.
If a consequence of your determination to take control of Greenland is the ultimate breakup of the NATO alliance, is that a price you're willing to pay?
You mean the breakup of it's very interesting.
The NATO alliance.
So I think something's going to happen that's going to be very good for everybody. Nobody's done more for NATO than I have, as I said before, in every way. Getting them to go up to 5% of GDP was something that nobody thought was possible. And pay. At 2%, they weren't paying. At 5%, they are paying. And they're buying a lot of things from us, and they're giving them, I guess, to Ukraine. That's up to them, but they're giving them to whoever they're giving them to. But they're buying a lot. I think that we will work something out where NATO is going to be very happy and where we're going to be very happy. But we need it for security purposes. We need it for national security and even world security. It's very important.
Greenland's government has made its position unmistakably clear. The island, an autonomous territory within the Danish kingdom, has stated repeatedly that it is not for sale and will not be negotiated away. That message was delivered in striking terms during a recent debate at the European Parliament. Danish lawmaker Anders Vistisen addressed President Trump directly, reminding him that Greenland has been part of the Danish realm for 8 centuries and is integrated into a country. Then Vistisen escalated his remarks, using blunt language to tell the U.S. president to back off, a moment that stunned lawmakers and underlined the depth of European anger.
Let me put this in words you might understand. Mr. President.
I'm sorry, colleague, this is against our rules. As much as you might feel, or the room might feel in this, we have clear rules about cuss words, language that is inappropriate in this room. I'm sorry to interrupt you, but it is unacceptable, even if you might have strong political feelings about this.
As Trump prepares to resume his journey to Davos on a different aircraft, the aborted flight has only heightened speculation around his intentions, his strategy, and the risks he is willing to take.
Times of India videos, your daily dose of India and the world. Global news, different views, and sharp analysis.
Pressure of expectation from your fans, your supporters.
That has often served as a backdrop for several Bollywood.
You're not a brute majority anymore if you individually take out Tehra.
Making sense of global conflicts. Tracking the new emerging world order.
Strike on Israeli military bases.
A multi-pronged.
To stay out of harm's way as Israel started bombing targets across.
Understanding changing alliances in a polarized world. Tune into TOI videos for all this and more. Click on the bell icon to subscribe and never miss an update.